Hello my friends and welcome to Panzer Corps 2. We are doing it for real this time. And Field Marshal difficulty is no longer the hardest difficulty. We now have Generalissimus. I have no idea what that means, but it is ever so slightly harder than the previous Field Marshal difficulty. So I'm just going to set the RNG down to 10. I'm going to tick Custom Army just so that I can fiddle with the army if I need to. I don't think I will fiddle with the army, but I just like having the choice. This is the army that you start with, and that box just lets you actually change it. Okay, so I've gone with Liberator because it's mandatory pick, and Killer Team because that's amazing. I think Trench Slog is probably the easiest one to deal with on the negatives. It means that normal units will not get rid of entrenchment, but I don't think that's a big deal. You use engineers who ignore entrenchment, artillery and strat bombers, and you never know, we might get a good Killer Team hero that actually obliterates entrenchment, so there are ways of working around it. But generally speaking, you push infantry out of cities by suppressing them and then using an engineer to push them out. That's got nothing to do with entrenchment, since engineers ignore entrenchment, so...
Guten Morgen, Herr General. You have my congratulations on your new promotion.
Alright, rapid fire 1.5x. Sweet, so it just makes a unit 1.5 times better. Pretty cool. Next. Oh, 0 slots! Look at that guy's beaming smiley face. What a fantastic hero that is. Provides support fire twice for each enemy attack. Jesus Christ, I think I have team artillery here. Alright. So let's disband our artillery. So with 0 slots, you have an opportunity to buy this top-end gun, which is amazing, providing both AT and counter battery fire. The other artillery that's good is this one because it provides both AT and anti-soft. But anyway, we have the opportunity to buy this. So we had these two for 6. You have the opportunity to buy this and like overstrength it to insanity, and then run it for free for 0 slot cost. Because there are other things that you can do. Anything that's cheap and has a high slot cost, like various aircraft are pretty cheap and have a high slot cost, can be very powerful. Right, so what I need to do is I actually need to just temporarily disbanding a couple of units here. I will put them back. Is that enough? No, still not enough. Okay, I need to actually be able to afford it. Jesus. Okay. So now I can buy this artillery and a truck for it, obviously. And then I can stick the hero on it for no slots, 1.5x fire, and double support. Oh man, this thing's gonna kick so much ass. just a shame that this is double support and not double attack. If it were double attack, it would be even more ridiculous. There are some fantastic, absolutely fantastic heroes out there, which is why Killer Team is so good. But 0 slots is one of the best. That's 12 slots I've just saved, which is amazing. And that means I've got a net profit of 6 slots here for me to actually, you know, grab another top-end artillery if I wanted to. I'll grab a 15cm gun because it's got anti-soft support. Obviously requires a truck. One thing that you don't start with is an anti-aircraft gun. Now, whether you want an anti-aircraft gun instead of a fighter, that's up to you, of course. Right now, I'm running a little bit short on prestige because that artillery is so expensive. But my God, was it worth it? That's 3, right? Let's replace that. Let's undeploy and redeploy this fighter in a forward position. Okay, so at the moment the only thing I'm missing is my strat bomber and 1 tank, which I stowed away. What is the difference between these two? Price and armor, I guess. Okay, so as it stands, I can't actually afford to deploy anything else, but that's actually not a big deal. It was all in a grand effort to put this artillery down with 0 slot, but as soon as the battle commences and we start taking cities, I can fill in the remaining slots, no problem. My God, this artillery is going to be disgusting. Right, so before we commence, I want to talk a little bit about prestige. So there is a prestige bonus where every round you gain so much prestige, which is like, there we go, 20. And there's a bonus amount that you get. Additional reward if the scenario is won on the current turn. It will decrease each turn. So they're trying to push you into... They're basically trying to pressurize you into finishing scenarios as quickly as possible for bonus prestige. But I would say to you, don't fall for it. So imagine if we won the battle right now. That's 15 turns, right? So 150, 300, there's 300 prestige on the board. If we won right now, then that would be, you would receive a bonus of 3 on the 300 prestige of 120%. So you're looking at 660 prestige is what you would get if you won right now, which is impossible, obviously. So, you know, if you did this very aggressively, you're maybe looking at 300 prestige as being the reward for finishing early. It's not worth it. You might as well take your time, go slowly, and prevent casualties, because you can lose 300 prestige in casualties very easily. So there's no need to rush. You're better off actually just keeping your units alive and taking your sweet time. Right, that's it. I think that's enough explanation for now. Let's begin. I can always deploy more units later. So, we're all intimately familiar with this map by now. Or I would presume that we all are. Wow, that actually does 1 casualty. That's unusual. Oh, 7 suppression! Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, these are engineers, right? I don't think you can actually deploy engineers in the first mission. You can certainly deploy them on the second, so we'll have to upgrade all of our infantry to engineers. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, 7-1. Nasty. And that's why engineers kick ass. Shame infantry can't move twice, but that's okay. Alright, apparently I have sufficient movement to end them. Sweet. So I'm just going to take my time and minimize my casualties. There is absolutely no reason why you need to rush. Shame I can't avoid a casualty here. Actually, I might be able to. We're in for a long journey in this grand campaign. A very long journey. In theory, the AI should not be able to see any of my units after this either. Alright, overrun. And yeah, I could push forward here. There is this objective to take this in 5 turns. I'm not going to bother with it. Why go through all the aggro of trying to speed run through the mission when why go through the aggro trying to speed run through the mission when the reward on offer is maybe 300 prestige? Oh, I can deploy pioneers now. Can't afford to deploy them with a truck though. How much would it cost me? Where are my deployment zones? You know, the killer team thing, there are some heroes that like add no retaliation or prevent you from using close defense, and they can make certain infantry really OP as well. I didn't get any of them, but that is a thing that can happen. Alright, we'll worry about adding a truck later. My only deployment is here. That's gonna take many turns to get them to the front line if I do that. I suppose I can always replace my Panzer 2C, which we We decommissioned it. We decommissioned one of our tanks early. I could get more infantry later on the next mission. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Yeah, and so the AI can't actually see any of my stuff, so they've just gone away. Okay, let's go. Who needs bombing today? So this artillery has got both hard and soft support. Which means if I park my tank on the bridge, it's gonna fire against any and all comers. Just got to be careful about where I position it, because it's not beyond the AI to just move this anti-tank into the river here. It doesn't always happen, but it can happen. This tile is actually not a bad tile. So, like the swamp tiles here are marked vulnerable position, but this is actually not marked as a vulnerable position, so there's enough clear terrain here to actually protect units that are on it. Okay, this tank is my hardest target. Next turn I'll bomb that AT gun into paste and push forward. This is another AT gun here. Oh, god damn, that's so much damage. Zero 5, man, they're gonna get pushed out. Haven't you got forced march? No. Nice. Actually trapped in the river. That is a vulnerable position, I think. No, it's not, but never mind. This is hard. This is hard terrain, so... Sweet. I'm not sure if artillery will protect a unit that's within range but not adjacent. I think artillery actually has to be adjacent to an ally to actually defend the ally. I know there's an enemy bomber out there. You can... one thing you can do is if you know that there's an enemy bomber and there's an airfield around, you can just fly to the airfield. Even if you get caught in an ambush with the enemy, most of the bombers have got terrible air-to-air. I don't think the enemy can see this, so I'm going to defend this artillery here. Alright, so they pushed forward into here, but they didn't attack because they didn't want to risk being artilleried. With fighter planes, if you know you're going to need 2 fighters to kill an enemy, what you can do is position them like this. And it more guarantees that they're going to die. without you taking any damage. Okay. I'm going to continue to work on this anti-tank gun here. Nice. That's not even worth it. That's fine. We have loads of time, so we can play the slow game. We can totally play that game. That's it. These boys are over the river. They're now adjacent to this artillery piece, so. Okay, happy with that. Oh, it's a mistake! Ah, how come the artillery didn't fire? Interesting that my artillery did not fire there, because we are adjacent to this unit, and this is a... Oh! This artillery doesn't counter battery soft targets, and cavalry count as a soft target. That's okay. We'll get over it. Cavalry are actually really dangerous in the early game. Funnily enough. Not sure what's going on with my... I don't think my recon can actually push through here because of the way that cavalry is positioned, but I will get him now. So yeah, I took like 100 prestige. Well, not 100 prestige. I took about probably 60 prestiges worth of damage there. Just going to push this artillery into a position here where it can defend everything. As we know this mission very well, we know there's two recon cars out there around here, and they usually rush over. They count as hard targets, so my artillery will attack them. I'm not sure why this recon car thought this was a good idea. But he will be paying the price for it now. Okay, 2-2. One, 2. Approach time. No, wait, wrong game. So being in the river here, it's obviously a vulnerable position, but the artillery is there and will support. Anti-tank guns have got terrible initiative, so if they actually lead an attack, they take horrible damage. So I think we can just wait it out here. Okay. I took some serious hurt there, but I was expecting to do so. We have now finally caused this enemy bomber to reappear. I think this is the other one as well. I don't think that they've repaired it or anything. These tanks are actually pretty cheap, so... How much did it cost me to repair this? Yeah, so it cost me 80 to repair it in the deployment phase of the next mission. Right, let's get to work. So, I mean, we know this map, so we know there's an AA gun here, and I think there's some infantry here. Nothing the AA gun can do to stop my tanks from attacking it. With both the Polish aircraft down to like 1 HP, we don't really have to worry about horrible aerial attacks either. Reposition my troops. I can actually shoot them from here and then move. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so if we look at the bonus now, look, it's only 45%. We're only 6 turns in and the bonus has dropped to 45%. So, you know, at this point, it's only worth... there are 320 points of prestige left on the board and you'd get 45% of that, so like 150. It's just not worth it. It's not worth rushing to try and get these prestige bonuses. I can never remember if there's a dude in this city or not. I suppose there's an easy way to find out. Oh yeah, there is. I never actually take the city a lot of the time, I just leave it there. I'm probably quite badly entrenched as well, yeah. Fine, no problem. Plenty of time, plenty of turns. Which one of these is engineers? Okay. My engineers to push these guys out. Oh, they didn't flee. That's interesting. Alright, that puts us in a position to attack next turn. Let's rebase this aircraft. Okay, we are done. So we're like halfway across the map in less than half the turns. We've taken very little damage. Obviously I took some damage on this tank because I placed it in the river here. But I needed to break through that position at that time anyway. And likewise, I took some damage on this because my artillery here doesn't counter battery against soft. So, as the game rolls on, that'll be less of a problem because most soft units are slow. People will stop using cavalry, which is the only fast soft unit. Recon cars are considered hard targets, so they will be counter-batteried. Okay, that aircraft came out to scout, but got caught by one of my fighters. Now, if it will only let me select the fighter, I can actually shoot this idiot down. And then I can use it to scout. Alright, there's that recon car that we were talking about earlier. It's got some serious movement, if I remember correctly. Five. That's a lot. Like there. That's okay, the softening can begin. Oh, that was probably really stupid of me, but oh well, whatever. Okay, we can reach. No need to rebase this turn. This needs to rebase. It's going to be a little while to try and break this city down. I'll have to come behind it and remove its supply chain. But in the meantime, the artillery can start working on that entrenchment value. Okay, let's go. Should we go? It actually gives me an opportunity to hit the recon car before it can actually do anything. I should have started doing this last turn. Come around it and put it in an encirclement. Might as well harass the enemy here. Okay, I'll push him next turn. They won't leave the city. In fact, honestly, I probably shouldn't have sat next to them, but they won't leave the town because it's a priority town, so. I just hope that this can't get supply because it's on the edge of the map. I'm pretty sure they have to draw a line from their supply towns. Oh, that hurts so much. I didn't realize he was still alive. Not the biggest deal in terms of, you know, weakening my unit or anything. I should have actually put this in position first. Alright, wrecked. No, not encircled. Interesting that that's not an encirclement. The encirclement system really does drive me mad sometimes, because you'd think this is their supply hex here. Tanks here, this is blocked, this is blocked, this is blocked. So why is that not encircled? Doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, there's the other scout car that I was worried about. Nice. Attacking that tank in the open was a really bad idea for them. This is going to enable me to push forward. Okay. Just make sure that they can't resupply. That would be bad. Okay, well, these infantry want to be out in the open. That's fine by me. If I remember correctly... Ah, that's a misclick. Trying to select the aircraft here is just a total pain in the ass to actually select aircraft sometimes. There we go. I had to use the panel to do it. Yeah, no way I'm getting through there without taking massive casualties for now. Really need infantry on this upper band here. Okay, not bad. Trying to bash my way through here. It's not really working out. Okay, that's good. So these 3 units are all that's left. So it may seem like we're running a bit tight on turns here, but we should be fine. Okay, I've got nothing left to move. I don't believe that they will leave the safety of their town there. I'll just position on the river so I can move across. If they move from there to there and attack that, they'll get slaughtered. I will take a little bit of damage though. No, they didn't fancy it. Okay, just on the attack now. So far, we've been pretty prestige efficient here. I could probably do with reinforcing some of my infantry here, so that it can actually make the push if I need it to. I always wondered, if I move slightly but still have movement left, can I reinforce? No, requires unspent movement. Okay. Okay. Once again, try and encourage this infantry to attack this tank with the artillery defending it. Last time that resulted in me taking 4 losses and them taking like about four losses, but this time it will be much worse for them. Nice. Oh, double counter battery. Yeah, it didn't go for it. Alright, this infantry is really bad. I can just straight up attack it with a tank. I think I'm gonna have to do a replace here. Alright, I'm not going to push these guys out of their town in time. This infantry in the top corner will break. But this one might not. These two will break. I'm just concerned about the one in random here. I am running a little bit short on time because I'm really massaging the turns here to protect my prestige. Alright, I'm gonna have to waste 50 prestige on that. Otherwise I'm gonna run out of time. Okay. Let's push this boy out, shall we? Oh, looks like they don't want to be pushed out, but they will be. Alright, that's dead next turn and captured. Okay, that's as good as dead next turn as well. Okay, not bad. Yeah, we'll push him out next turn. No problem. Alright, final turn. Oh man, they went for an attack. And that wasn't a very efficient attack either. Just use a fighter to suppress the last dude. Ruined. Okay, capture complete. I think my fighter can actually kill this. Yep. No problemo. Okay, so that leaves 6 dudes and a prayer. And they had better start praying furiously. I can actually move these into position to provide some mass support. Ah, they're out. As soon as I move into that town, it's going to be, the map will end. So I'll just go around and kill them for the EXP points. Ruined. Nothing left. We took very, very, very few losses here, realistically speaking. This hurt me a little bit, this hurt me a little bit. Obviously the river tank thing, you know, it wasn't a mistake. I wanted them to do that so I could actually push across. Really what I wanted here was an extra infantry, but I couldn't afford it. And that's fine, so, you know, we'll get over it. Because infantry would have, you know, just absolutely slaughtered the anti-tank. But I didn't have any spares, so I couldn't get away with it. Pretty much everything else is undamaged. Obviously the infantry took a pounding, but at this early stage in the game, we can probably just reinforce them. Non-elite reinforcement. And also switch them to pioneers because standard infantry is a bit is a bit naff, unless you've got heroes or whatever to spice them up. Standard infantry is pretty weak. But that is it for now. Yeah. You know, there's bonus prestige for finishing early, but I just don't think it's worth it when you can very carefully and methodically just push your way through. We missed out here on, you know, there's a level of perfection here that could have been achieved had I converted my infantry to pioneers. But it seems like you couldn't do that on deployment. You could only do it during the mission, and then I didn't have the money to buy the units and so on and so forth, and I just decided in the end to replace my tank. So the only thing I'm missing from the starting setup is the Strat Bomber, but I can rebuy that next mission. Oh, I nearly pressed end turn then. That would have been bad. Alright. Yeah, so losing those 4 artillery cost me 160. That was definitely an expensive loss. I should have kept a fighter over it, but you don't start with any anti-aircraft guns either, so you can't deter aircraft. You can only react to them by shooting them down. But hey, that's aircraft for you. They're powerful. Especially dive bombers.
Well, Herr General, it appears I finally convinced High Command that a direct drive on the Polish capital is worth any and all risks involved. Perhaps we will meet our deadlines a weeks after all.
Alright. Flag Killer. Plus 5 attack when attacking enemy flags. Sweet. That's pretty powerful. Why is that pretty powerful? Well, 5 attack. It may not be a lot to some units, but to a fighter plane it's a huge amount. Or a tactical bomber. The things that you normally use to bomb enemy infantry garrisons into paste. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll worry about our deployment next time. I think mostly we just elite replace. Everything that's worth elite replacing will be elite replaced, depending on its experience points value. You know, it's not worth elite replacing things that haven't got any EXP, for example, since it's a fixed cost. Some of these boys are a little bit too mangled. Yeah, it's like once you've actually got a good level of EXP, then it's worth preserving, but as it stands right now, I don't think elite replacements are a good idea for much of my stuff. Ah, 199, that's what that cost me. Ouch. Unless I go for standard replacements, that's only going to cost me 99. Actually wouldn't hurt my artillery's experience too much either. Considering the rate at which it gained EXP, I think we'd be quite fine to do standard replacements there. Anyway, we'll go through all this. Obviously, no real harm in elite replacing these because they have taken hardly any damage. 71, that's very expensive. Artillery is very expensive to replace, and I think that's the reason why the AI targets it like crazy. But anyway, we'll go through this next time. I hope you guys are enjoying the new... What's it? Generalissimus campaign? Please tell me that's not a real word. Please tell me they made that up. Anyway. Join me next time for the next mission, where we will be attacking Warsaw. And I don't think bridge engineers work on this, by the way. I remember that previously I said that there was a bug here that bridge engineers didn't work on this. I think it doesn't work because it's swamp, potentially. So you can't just stick a bridge engineer here and just push your way through. But we'll think about that next time. We'll go over all of everything, and then we'll get set up for the next fight. So, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.